Welcome to the Gatekeepers Podcast with Billy Grove, where the fence world gets real, raw, and unfiltered. Billy's not just an industry leader, he's a hands-on pro who knows what it takes to build quality fences and strong teams. So grab a cold one, settle in, and get ready for straight talk about the trade. Today's show is brought to you by Mr. Fence Academy, National Metal Industries, J.C. Gurry Signs and Decals, and Orlando Hinge Company. If you're looking to hit the next level in your fence company, check out Mr. Fence Academy. Real fencers, real job sites, real training equals real results. And now, live from the Mr. Fence Academy studios, here's your host, Billy Grove.
What is going on, guys? How's everybody doing in Facebook land, YouTube, Twitch? Sean, how
Fence
are you
world,
doing?
Sean, blessed.
Yeah.
Blessed.
Yeah.
Here I am. I got Billy in the H&K Ranch. We're in the basement doing the first podcast. I love it.
Yeah, man. It's going to be a good time.
Welcome
Quick.
to Indiana.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Indiana. I was in Kentucky yesterday. They're right next to each other, if you guys didn't know. Right there. So yeah, man. So thank you guys for like sticking around for the past 2 weeks. Had some major life changes. I took on a new job. I'm gonna be traveling for a little bit.
Opportunity.
A new opportunity.
But it's still building fence.
Still building
it's
fence.
Actually building fence all over the place now.
All over the place, man. So the podcast is gonna look a little weird. I'm gonna be in some random places.
Hotel rooms, H&K Ranch. Who knows?
I might be in like somebody's office. To be honest with you, on some days.
Pretty cool.
So guys, just stick with me, stick around. I promise to do at least 2 live shows a night. Or 2 live shows a month. I am going to give you guys a bunch of like pre-recorded audio stuff that I'm going to be doing like around the country. So I've got ideas to.
When you said it's raw and real, it's really going to be really raw, really real. Like
yes,
as you travel around with other fence contractors.
Yeah. So no more just set up studio. I will be home for like a week or 2 at a time. So we might have some normal episodes here and there, but just wanted to throw that out there. Got a great show lined up for you like tonight. Honestly, I was just told about it. I was like talking to Al because I told him I was coming up here, and he called me up and he was like, "Man, I think this is a great idea for the podcast. Sean wants to like release it," and I was like,
"It's fresh.
Right.
It's fresh, man." With things at Mr. Fence world, whether it be tools or academy, coaching, innovations, fence installation, whatever, it all happens at light speed. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't sit on information very long. We have ideas. We attack them. Sometimes they work out very, very well. Sometimes they don't work as well as we think they do, but we don't hesitate on attacking, right? And this is a case where we've been working with this Cashflow cheat code for a while, and now we have it at a point, I believe it's ready to go and launch and help as many people as you possibly can.
Right.
Am I hearing an echo?
Yes. Yeah. You're hearing the echo from the other computer. I was hearing the same thing for a second.
I feel like I hear myself talking to myself. I do that every day anyways. Like I lay in bed at night talking to myself thinking that I'm going to listen better. But no, so it's a great show. We're going to dive into some great tools, resources that will be available to you guys. So this is definitely worth looking and watching. We're not just going to talk about our feelings and how we feel about pounded post and concreted post and wing post.
I think all of that stuff is stupid.
Yeah.
Right?
So
at the end of the day.
This is going to make a big difference to the bottom line in your business,
and not just for our major players.
That's right.
All around the country. We're talking about for our everyday, not straight mom and pops, but smaller fence companies.
Literally service industry, right? So it doesn't have to be just a fence business. Okay. So if you're watching this from another entrepreneurial spirit business that you're like, man, that would help me. Yes, we can help you with that too. It doesn't. These tools do not have to be used to buy a fence Rex.
Right.
They do not have to be used to buy fence material or for a fence customer, right? Or none of that. So it's very universal. So we'll share those details. Got to stick around long enough to hear them. Yeah. So we're not gonna give it to you right now. Okay, we gotta get the views.
Yeah,
we gotta give it watch it, right?
Absolutely.
The Gatekeepers Podcast. So we are in Indiana. You were working with the boys, I believe, a little bit, right?
Yep.
Kentucky.
Yep.
I love to see those boys blossom there, literally.
Man, they are killing it, man. Honestly, what like really like made me feel it is like we pulled into a neighborhood and I was like, "We going to Owen's house?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Did he move out of the camper?"
Yes.
And obviously, yes. And like I saw him and I was like, "Bro, this is a nice change for you." Not that the camper was terrible or bad or anything, but I was like, this is really nice.
But they did that, right? They did that. They slept without a working facility for a while, right? Like even went out without water, without and now they at least they're normal. They have a home and things, and but they're working hard for that, and we're seeing the results. There's no lack of giddy up.
Yeah, man. They have the like drive too, because I know their salesman Landon that came by and he checked on us today, and he got word that the neighbor was asking just some random questions. How much would this be, and how much would that be? And so he just went up and knocked on the door. Straight on it. Like he asked Mike, he was like, "So is it this house or this house?" And I was like, "I'm pretty sure it was that house." And he was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna knock on both."
Both. I can see that. I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna cover everything.
So
I mean, these guys are door knocking like it's natural to them,
yeah,
right? And that's a whole nother subject for us in the fence industry. Like, guys, we should be doing more of it.
Absolutely.
But anyways, I mean, they're not scared. There's no hesitation. The confidence is high, and so you're seeing some massive results. And I think a lot of it is from just being confident, passionate, dedicated.
Yep.
Right? They don't be like, "Oh, it's 5 o'clock. I'm clocking out."
Yep.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They do play hard as well. I'm very proud of them for venturing out a little bit into about a boat. So I see them on the weekends, and that's fantastic. So
bought a boat. They also took a trip to Las Vegas that was not fence related.
I know.
As well. I was super proud of both of them.
Super, expensive tickets. Flew in for the flight. Lasted 90 seconds or 60, whatever it was, 60 seconds. And they were a little bummed. I'm like, guys, that's life. Like they spent all the money to see this awesome fight. Didn't happen. But the two of them were blessed to have the opportunity to leave, travel there, go through the experience, come back, and have a business that was running.
Absolutely,
them,
absolutely.
And here they are. They're hiring guys like you and Mike from the industry that are seasoned veterans, and they got so much work. They need the pros to come and help.
Man, it's
fantastic.
It's been great. Their first one for me today went without any problems,
Sweet.
Except for not having the gate kit. But they're on back order, so
that does fall on our shoulders. That is on a Mr. Finstool's shoulder.
It is, but at the end of the day, it's not just them. It's it.
So then that's the proof here is even they have some of the struggles that everyone else has. So
absolutely.
So they're not getting bias treatment. Like you think about that, like I'm sure their kids get everything.
Told me all about it.
No. They get treated like if they didn't put the order in right in time.
He was telling me that. Yeah. He was telling me, he's like, "Nah, man, you got to wait in line just like everybody else." It's like, man,
there's
really?
No preferential treatment. If anything, they get treated worse. Right? Like you guys can deal with it. Okay, I got these other guys that need these gate kits right away, but we're gonna push hard to get a lot of them out tomorrow for them. We're getting really caught up on gate kits. We were severely behind. When the influx happened, the season started kicking off, and everybody wanted the gate kits. But did not foresee that. Did not have enough raw material on the ground, and that's not something I can go and buy from.
And I also really feel like the word has finally spread and has come back around now because, like you said, there was a shortage on material, but not just that, all of that material that was purchased has already been gone through as well. So those things are flying off the shelf.
But now we have an abundant amount of material. So now we need to sell more because I took the faith and said, all right, if X wasn't enough material, I'm going to order 5X.
Right.
We cover that. And now we have an abundant material to try to stay in front of this on the gate kits. And the Uni 5s, we got a shipment landed yesterday, and we have another shipment on the way. So we're trying to get in front of that right now. But
there we go.
That's great stuff happening in the industry. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing a podcast from the basement of HK Ranch. But we want to talk about some amazing tools.
Right? Yeah, man. So what's the company again?
So KCCM is a local company here in Indiana that I've been working with for a while. And it's Corey and his son, Caden, their partner, Mike, very, very dedicated to the service industry. They helped develop this for themselves. right? So they're in the service industry. They were looking for ways to solve the same problems we are having, and they did quite well. So even have a patent on some of this stuff. It's crazy.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that part.
But this is all back through U.S. banks. So we're not talking about like office money or something like that back in. So this is backed by U.S. Bank. Okay. But let's talk about we got 4 things that we're going to talk about tonight, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to talk about probably the easiest one at first, the one that everybody should be doing, period. And that is stop paying these credit card processing fees. You got the customers there, they want to get their points, right? And they want to pay with that American Express or that Visa or MasterCard. The problem is we want the money. As a business owner, I want the cash flow.
Exactly.
I want the payment. I just went the fence and I'm like, it's 3.5%. Fine, I'll take it. I have it in my numbers. But guys, that's 3.5% of the total revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're like most fence companies, they're averaging at 7 to 10% when they're so-called healthy. Right.
Yep.
I actually think that's a whole other conversation. We should be making more than that. But as we look across the board, after owners are paid and all the expenses are paid, like so-called 7 to 10%. If it's 7%, you're literally giving half of
it away right out the door
because you wanted the money faster, right? Mm-hmm. And I get it. Payroll's due, materials are due. I need the cash flow. Man, I've been there. I've had P&Ls with $100,000 credit card processing in a year.
And not just that, but also like there's that thing, like if you don't get the check that day on site,
you may never get it.
That, or it's going to be a minimum of 3 days until you have any sort of contact again.
The longer you wait, the harder it is to collect, right?
Yep. So
instant payments it's really serious. So, a couple of years ago, it might have been more than that. It might have been, oh my gosh, time flies anymore. Forgive me if I'm off. 4 or 5 years ago, it seems like we decided that we were done with credit card processing. So we went actually the same people that KCCM are now using and said, look, I'm done with these fees. The homeowner can pay them.
Right.
Because if you think about it like this, guys, some of you guys will say, well, I just raised my price 3.5% and I cover it. Well, that's cool. You did right. You did cover it. But unfortunately, those 3.5 points went to your bottom line and you made no margin on it.
Right.
So what happens is that's an additional revenue in your business in the bucket that has no margin to it. No overhead, no profit, no nothing. So it starts to skew your numbers. Okay. May not be massive for a smaller company, but as you get larger, this really starts to skew those numbers because there's no profit made on that. So you're influencing your income. Mm-hmm. So you're decreasing your actual margin, right? So I said, look, I don't want anyone to hit my bank. If I have to try and give it to the credit card company, I don't want to hit my bank. I don't want to hit my P&L. I don't want to see it exist. So literally, homeowners paying the fee to us, and then they pay the fee directly to the credit card processing company. They see it. Right. Now, most credit card companies, a lot of credit companies will offer this if you push really, really hard. The reason why they don't want to offer it up front, and the reason why it's not readily available, and the reason why it's not normal is because when a consumer sees that they got to pay $350, $10,000 fence, they'll be like, you know what? I'll grab me a check.
Mm-hmm.
Be right back.
Yep.
When it's their money, they'll write the check. Not a big deal. So the credit card processing lose the money. They lose that income. And so they want to hide this option as much as possible. So with FenceOS, if you haven't heard about FenceOS, it's a legit soup to nut software program for the Fence Company and Fence Academy members only, but it has this built in already. So when we give a quote, we literally have a cash price, credit card price, and a financing price sent to them immediately.
Right. That's awesome.
Right. Boom, boom.
That's awesome.
The homeowner can see it. Bam.
And it's a complete one-stop shop system. I want to call it a CRM.
And before you get too excited, okay, everyone gets all excited. Like it's literally built for one way of running a business, right? Mm-hmm. It's not customizable like some of the amazing programs are out there right now. It is not. You run a fence business the way that we teach and preach in the Fence Academy, the way that we have it in the Fence Company, period, end of story, boom, boom. That's how it works, right? But it is soup to nuts. It's everything from giving the customer the quote immediately before you even talk to them, all the way through the production schedule and managing the communication, ordering material, everything. Like it's all everything, there, right? Everything.
Awesome.
But it's very unique and specialized, right? Mm-hmm. So it works really, really well for a finite number of people.
Right.
But we already have it built in. But the point is that is convenient for us, but the same KCCM can do that credit card processing option for you with whatever you're doing. You don't. It doesn't have to be through a CRM.
Right.
Okay. So it's just superficial
Mhm.
addition, right? So check that out. We'll put Caden's number in here so you guys can contact him directly. I'll have you put that in the comments there in a minute. So contact Caden directly. That's KCCM. And talk to him about credit card processing. I talked to him about stop paying the fees.
Yeah.
Pass that on to your customer.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't bury that in your cost of goods. Don't influence your income.
Yeah, man. And just to throw this out there, man, I love Caden. He's a great dude. Met him at the retreat. Not just a great dude, but is extremely passionate about getting business owners to stop paying these fees. It's not just like he's extremely passionate about like making money. He's extremely passionate about helping you stop wasting money.
Yep.
So seriously, I'm about to do this. And like if you are looking to find some way to X out the credit card processing fees, give him a call.
Just he'll put it in the comments right now, Caden Hurlis. Just message him directly, guys. Like it's a great tool. And everything I'm going to talk about tonight, you can get from him directly. So, it's simple. Okay. So we got, like I said, 4 options here. That is the credit card processing. That should work for everybody, no matter where you are at the stage of your business this day and age. If you are this day and age, if you're conducting business, people are trying to pay in a credit card. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we'll get into the other 3 pieces here, right? So let's talk about production, right? Because I did a video earlier live and I said, hey guys, I'm talking about cash flow, production, increasing production rates, and increasing sales.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so increasing production boils down to if we had better training, if we had better equipment, is anybody going to argue that you couldn't see higher output? Like, is that arguable? Like, are we going to see in the comments like, oh no? If you have better equipment and you have better training, the output is going to increase, right?
Mm-hmm.
What the problem is most people say, well, I don't make enough money yet to do that.
Right.
And it's like that chicken and the egg part. Like, you're not going to make more money doing exactly what you're doing right now. Like, trust me, do it for 10 years, 5. I've done it. Do the same thing with the same equipment over and over. Tell me how the result's going to be different.
Isn't that the like definition of an
right? Doing the same thing over and over and that's for a different result. Yeah. But it's a little bit different in that you're like, well, if I just keep grinding, I'll save enough money to buy the X piece of equipment. Mm-hmm. And guys, it can be something as simple as a straightaway. Yeah. Literally a straightaway, okay? You're like, I'm not going to spend $350 for that. Instead, they're going to spend hundreds of dollars over the years in stringline and inefficiencies and problems and teaching and stress. And like, it's amazing. But they don't necessarily have the cash flow right now sitting in the bank. I understand it, to buy that tool and to buy the buddy picket and to buy the equalizer. Like, the equalizer tool, until you use it, you will not appreciate the amount of efficiency.
You will not.
Accuracy.
You will not.
Speed. Output. You will not. The fact that you can get a guy that has never built fence in one day learn how to lay out fence and be accurate, right? As good as a pro. Mm-hmm. But when you see that sticker price of $350 or $650, you're like, yeah, I ain't buying anytime soon. I'm going to build 50 fences before I make that kind of cash. The problem is you're going to keep building fence the way you're building fence, and the output's going to be X, and the input money in your checking account is never going to increase. You can buy the tool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a no-brainer in my book because I've used it for so many years. That like $350 is just.
But until you use it, there's no way, right? So we have a lot of guys that will take a leap of faith and buy the tool, and they see the results. But there's a lot of people that say, "Look, I'm not going to put $4,000 in the tools. There's no way." Right. Mm-hmm. All right. So with Caden, we have up to $25,000 financing for these tools. A soft check on your credit, so no hard hit. Okay, just if you're approved for it, up to $25,000, and that is going to cover. Oh, actually, that up to $250,000. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Up to $250,000. That's a big number, big difference. It's a zero, right?
Yes.
$250,000 because we are looking at also including super fencers in there, fence rexes in there, war wagons in there. These are massive pieces of equipment that dramatically move the needle in production. Okay. Massively move the needle in production. So anywhere from a couple of equalizers for the crew and the pins and the adjusters, $5,000, $4,000, all up to $250,000. we have a financing program set up that will look at that and say, we can do that from 3 months to 84 months. Okay.
Right.
Finance that.
Right.
3 months to 84 months with a normal financing rate, depending on your credit terms. Like we're talking, I don't know, 8 to 10%, somewhere in that range. And remember that finance amount, the interest, you get to deduct that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're paying interest on something, you take that away from your income.
Right.
And so you're saving taxes on that. Let's say you save 30%. You're saving 30% of that cost of interest, right? So it doesn't cost you exactly the interest rate. You got to calculate that backwards. But the output of your crew and the accuracy
is going to,
even if they don't get faster, if they just make less mistakes,
mm-hmm.
like that's really, there's so much ground to gain in output if we can just get the crew to show up and just build fence. I don't need them to build fence as fast as Owen.
Right.
Okay. I just need them to build fence.
Right.
They show up, they build the fence. I need to do it consistently. Like if you're a fence owner or a business owner, you should put more time and effort on figuring out how to make the cadence or the output of the crew as consistent as possible.
Yes.
Absolutely. Rather than high as possible, because the highest output generally means a bigger chance for problems. Okay. Mm-hmm. And when you have them, we have a bigger, massive issue.
Yes.
Right? But if we had a cadence or something that we can actually count on, so we know that the crew can do, I don't know, 1 section of man hour, 1.2 section of man hour, whatever it is. I would rather have a crew do 1 section of man hour every single day than a crew do 1.2 80% of the time.
Right. Right.
Right. Or even 75% of the time.
Yep.
Because as we do our scheduling, as we sell the job and plan our labor on it, as we talk to our customers, it's hard to gauge on the output of the crew if they're not consistent. So with that being said, guys, if you had better equipment, okay, you can control that output capacity. Mm-hmm. Not to mention decrease the stress of your team members.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're building fence. Is it not easier when you have the right tools in front of you?
Way easier.
Is it not less stressful?
Way less stressful at all.
Are you less looking for another job?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we're all talking about we can't get people to stay, can't hire good team members. Well, could you imagine if they had a better truck that ran every day, or they had equipment that got the job done without them breaking their backs? Right.
Right.
There's a lot of tools out there. We look at it, we're like, that's a privilege. No, write the check. Daniel Lynch. I'm gonna steal this from him.
Write
the check for speed.
Yep.
I love that. Write the check for speed. Right. Write the check for output. Is a great example of that. Investing money into equipment to increase that output, but don't forget you're decreasing the chance of having a problem. Right. Mm-hmm. You're increasing the consistency.
Yep.
And you're decreasing the stress your team members are going through.
Right. Right.
If they love their job, they're probably going to be asking, not knocking your door for a higher pay rate, because if they're pissed off and they hate their job, they better be paying them more money to stay. If they love their job, they're happy every day, they may be okay staying for a little bit less money. So
right.
Take that money and put it into equipment. So financing up to $250,000, it is 125%. Okay, what does that mean, Sean?
Yeah, because I heard that on the phone and I was like, I got to hear the actual. Yeah,
what does it mean? 125%. It means that you can add on shipping, you can add on tax, you can add on training, right? Those are some key pieces. Like, for example, if you were to buy a fence racks, I'd highly advise you to pay for a day of training.
Yes.
So you can see how to maximize. Like, fence racks is awesome. I get it. You can buy it. You can grind your way through it. It's better than what you got now. But I have spent so many hours on that machine trying to dial it in and figuring out exactly where to stand, how to drive it, what position to have it in, where to start pounding at, what to be looking at, that in just a matter of 6 or 8 hours, I can take, and I've proven this over and over and over, a guy that may be able to grab the machine and pound at a 4 minute a post consistency. That's travel, setup, all that, down to the guy I just recently did was 1 minute 14 seconds in one day. He would just do 1:14, boom, boom, boom. We'll be averaging over multiples. But that's just because I just gave the cheat code. Look, this is what you do. You put this position, you set it up like this far away. Set the post up, it's like this. You look for this one first, this lever second, this one third, and you watch this when you pound, boom, boom, and you repeat that, right? We just created a process. Do you have to operate that way? No, it's just that I found that's the fastest way.
Right.
But the 125% financing means you can add that training fee, or maybe it's buy the equalizer, the straightaway, the buddy picket, all the pound town package and the Patriot, and then we come out there for a day of training, try to use all of it. Go King Plus, all that. Right? So the fact that they're able to put in the training is it's crazy.
And see, what's funny is I met a guy on the fishing pier. It must have been a month ago or so. And I always take a couple shirts because it rains out there a lot, right? And I changed into one of the Mr. Fence shirts, and we got to talking. It turns out he owns a local fence company.
Oh my goodness!
Right? So, like, we ended up like really knowing like a lot of the same, all the like same crowd in our town. But what I'm trying to get at is he was asking me about vinyl, and he's like, man, I just don't know how to do it. And I'm scared if I sell a vinyl job and I mess it up, it's not something I can just go to the store down the road and get. And I'm like, so go to a training. And he's like, I don't really want to spend the money if we're not going to be selling vinyl. And I'm like,
that's the chicken and the egg thing, right?
Yeah.
Cart before the horse, right? Like
yeah.
We're scared to do that, but we can't do that until we have the confidence to do it.
Yeah.
I get it. So, and then if you wouldn't become a doctor without going to school,
exactly.
You wouldn't become a mechanic without going to, like, it's really no different.
Yeah.
It's just much smaller scale, technically.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, including the transportation for the equipment, if that's the case, shipping, or the training. I think that's fabulous. That should help tremendous amount of people get the right tools in their hand.
Absolutely.
At the right time. I want to hit that Hans Rogers comment there. He's questioning right here, and I know why, 7 to 10% net, 7 to 10% profit question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because a lot of the guys talk about profit being the gross margin.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because, and Hans, correct me if I'm wrong, I could be on a tangent here, but like QuickBooks says gross profit.
Yes.
It uses the word profit.
Yes.
Right. It's
100%
disgusting.
does.
It should not do that. QuickBooks stopped doing that. Right. It's not a profit. Okay. We pay profit is what we pay taxes on pretty much. Right. A little bit more than that with EBITDA, but I'm talking about net profit. So that's after the overheads paid, which is typically 15 to 30%. That's a pretty broad range because it could be a guy working on a truck out of his house.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have an office payment, doesn't have utility bills, may not even workers' comp because he's working for himself. Like there's a massive difference than a guy that has a shop and 5 crews.
Mm-hmm.
Their overhead's a whole lot higher, right? But so this is after the overhead, after all the materials are paid, after the labor is paid. And if you're working by yourself on your truck, you're probably not even paying yourself labor, right? You're like, oh, the materials are this. They're 5,000. I sold it for 10,000. I made 50% profit.
Right. Exactly.
Well, no, you didn't.
Well, no.
No, I know.
That's how everybody thinks.
I know.
Like that.
But it's like, no, you're not. Stop. Like you're not. You need to have a business built where you can pay for those things so that you're not the one building the fence, running the fence business, so that you can leave your business eventually. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you just own a job. And if you just own a job and you love that, I have a job for you. I'll be a better boss than you are to yourself. Okay. There's better money made. So yeah, Hans, 7 to 10% is what we're seeing. Am I telling you that's what we should see? No, I'm just saying that is what we're seeing. When we look at all these books, unfortunately, there's too many of them below even 3%. They're just barely getting by.
Yep.
It's very, very rare that I find anything over a 10% true. Okay. So I hope that helps you answer that question.
Absolutely.
Got some fence company people in there.
There we go. We got some fence company folks in here.
Sam Griffin,
JBR, Sam Griffin's in the house. So we got the other Mike Moore is in the house.
The other one? Oh, not the one that's in this house.
No.
Hey, what? Damn, they got the Billy Dog Grove.
Boys are going to the moon. Oh yeah, man. Hey, guess what, dude? I brought your shirt with me, so I'm gonna wear it soon. So there's that, man. Mike, the Mike Moore here wants me to take a picture with him and send it to you.
In that shirt?
In that shirt.
On his job site?
Yes. Yeah. So it's definitely gonna happen. Awesome. But all right. So we've hit 1 and 2, correct?
1 and 2. So that's first one, guys, was credit card processing in your company, and number 2 is financing equipment up to $250,000. Yep. It could be a super fencer. It could be war wagons. We're getting ready to build a bunch of fence trailers for the Dallas area, and they're going to be just built out for wood fence with Patriot Pounder in it. Bada bing, bada boom. Just subs to go build fence, right? So like the model is, hey, let's get these subs, so the training and the trailer, and just go increase output.
Yes.
So that's the first. So that's the first 2. Credit card processing and that. The other one is materials. So as we start to grow and it's particularly for us with companies growing into the driven industry. Now they have to get supplies for the driven system that may not be at their normal supplier.
Right.
So whether maybe they're going to Lowe's or Home Depot, buying wood, or maybe they're going to like a Master or a Merchants or a Stevens. And some of those have some of the driven supplies, but they don't have all of them, right? So we've really dedicated ourselves to try to be a good resource for the O-Post, the I-Post, right? Uni5. These are things that are kind of unique to the driven, especially the iDrive power systems. And when you look at that, it's a pretty good cost to buy those and then ship them to you. The more that you buy, the less it costs per piece.
Right.
But generally, what happens is people are buying by the job because it costs so much for those pieces.
Correct.
And they're getting the ball rolling, and they're like, I'm just getting started in this driven thing. But man, this stuff's a high cost. Yeah, you need to buy in bulk to get that cost down. So with the U.S. Bank, we have up to $25,000, 0% interest to up to 24%, depending on your credit and length of loan, but 3 months to 60 months. So 3 months to 60 months, the shorter the term and better credit rate, you could get 3 months 0%. You could get 6 months 0%.
Yeah.
Imagine buying bunks of O-Post or I-Post or Uni5s that'll last you the summer.
Yeah.
Same as cash. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
Or better yet, Instigate kits.
Yes.
Right. So Instigate kits, if you're not using them, bro, you're missing out massively. Right. So for wood, vinyl, aluminum, and chain link, you can now buy a gate in a box and know that when your crew puts it together, it's easy to install. It's going to have exceeding life expectancy of anything else you have out there. Just as strong, and damn, they look good. Okay? And
not to mention, it's going to take the stress off of the guys setting the post. If you're in Nick and Set, if you're in driven, if it's even in like driven, like you hit something 2 feet down and it walks.
So what?
So what? Now you can just like, I've been with the galvanized steel gate frames for so long. Like I know, like you can't even fudge it 1/4 of an inch small. Like no. Like if
bigger
anything,
maybe, but not smaller.
Like if anything, fudge it 1/4 inch over.
That's right.
And so, but like with this, now we can really take the stress off of maybe a newer foreman whose sole responsibility is the gates at the end of the day.
Well, it goes back to that consistency of output thing we talked about earlier.
Right.
So you guys we're on the show earlier. We're talking about production. How do we increase production? Right. The biggest way is not that your team works faster, it's that they just work consistently in the right direction. That just means less mistakes.
Right.
Less problems to have. And one of the problems you're describing is what if we get the post 1/4 inch too close? I mean, now we get some sloppy gates to install where you're like grinding the metal away and trying to get the lats to work. And it's like, okay, it works today. We've all done this crap.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Me too. Give me the check.
Yeah. When
you know darn well that you needed that 1/4 inch clearance in there. Okay. But it's the only option we had. All right. With the Instigate kits, it's Instigate, like literally whatever the opening is, we're going to make it fit that right now. Okay. So it's very forgiving and it's fast and it's rackable. Right. So
very rackable.
A lot of people justify the welded square gates like, oh, it don't look that bad. Like, come on. The fence is going like this, the gate's going like this, and on the outside, okay, you may not be able to tell, but the inside
looks horrible.
There's some crap going on, right? And we tell ourselves like it's not that big a deal, and it's really not the major reason to switch. But wouldn't it be nice if it just rolled and matched the rails? Like, most of these welded gates are 1 1/4 inch, 1 3/8, whatever, square tube. Does it match the 2x4? No, it certainly doesn't look like it at all. So the Instigate kit on a wood version, right? It's lined up with the rails. It's 3 1/4 inches for a reason. So it looks like a rail, powder coated black aluminum, no rust, no deterioration, no sagging, no fatigue. And that's the wood gate systems. The vinyl gate systems are just as unique and universal. And the aluminum gate kits are game changer.
Those things are awesome. I will tell you what,
game changer.
They are awesome. And just to get back on the racking thing, for those of you who have used the galvanized steel gate frames and you have a hard rack to do, what ends up happening is you bend the bottom of the frame out.
Yep.
Right. So it either gets bent.
If you actually start cranking with a ratchet strap, then it tweaks.
It'll tweak in or out, and you'll never be able to fix it. It'll be nice, racked and smooth. You have the same reveal going up, but then you look down at the bottom of the gate and it's either in or out. And you're like, There's no fixing that. So,
well, there is a fix. It's just a gate kit, and that's what we understand the stress of it. So, like if you look at the NCA kits now, they're a little bit more money than a welded frame gate. They're a little bit more money for sure than building a wood frame gate. And a little bit more money than buying a vinyl gate kit. Okay.
Yep.
Not that much more when you look at the holistically part of it. However, if you add in the efficiency of building the gate on the job site, like how much faster they can build it, and you add in the fact that it's universal and can fit there, and you add in the fact that the gate is not going to get scratched on the way there or fly off the truck down the highway because it's a sale.
Yep.
It's in a box, right? They can store it at the shop and not take up massive amount of space. We used to have a gate builder in the shop every single day building gates. Every day building gates. We no longer have that position.
Yeah.
We don't have that. There's not a person. Now the crews do it in the same amount of, what's interesting is like there's 2 or 3 gates on every job. And the crews are still building the fence in one day and getting back, and they're building the gates on the job site. So we possibly just saved an entire salary for the year. I don't know. Maybe.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what it looks like. But here's a challenge. So the gates aren't terribly more money than what you have now. However, if you buy one gate at a time and you pay $40 to get that gate shipped to you.
Yep.
Now it's more money per gate by a long shot.
Yep.
Okay. So with this financing, the idea is, okay, buy a pallet of 40 gates. Free shipping. You may not even pay any interest if you pay it off in a few months when they all go in.
Yeah.
Like this is a game changer in cash flow, bro. They don't underestimate this. This is massive. This should be.
And you did the math earlier. You said it was 40 times 40. So $1,600 off the rip.
Off the rip.
Already saving.
And potentially no interest.
Yeah.
But it's not just that, but like imagine having them on the ground and not having to wait on them, right? Like my sons right now are waiting to collect the check because they don't have the gate. How many times does that happen? A lot. We can't collect the check. Mrs. Jones, we get the gate in, whether you use our kits or somebody else's kits. It's not uncommon that we're waiting for the gate to close out the deal, right? Or you got to send your gate builder back out to measure and build the gate and close the deal.
Yep.
Okay. We want to get that check, right? We want to get that payment on completion. So that has value too. That has value too, right? And so what a great tool, up to $25,000, 3 months to 60 months, 0 to 24% interest. It completely depends on your credit score and the length. Like if you take this thing out 60 months and you have a horrible credit score, you're going to be pretty high interest.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So that's the third one. Let's see. Hans said, I just paid a company
Enhancify.
so they can now finance our projects. Is there a better form or system? I want to expand and need financing for myself as well. You did talk it over, if I'm not mistaken, but didn't catch that process.
All right. So, yes.
What's he asking? I think that's 2 questions. One for the customers, which we're getting ready to talk about.
Yes.
And then the other one's for him, I think you're saying.
Yes, for himself.
So Hans, so we have financing for you to finance equipment up to $250,000, finance materials up to $25,000, up to 84 months on equipment, up to 60 months on materials, 0% materials to 24%, and somewhere around 8 to 10%, maybe 11% on your credit score, and length on the $250,000 and the credit card processing. Those are the 3 we've talked about so far. Boom,
And
boom, boom.
Just to recap, nope, wrong one. Here is Mr. Caden Hurlis' phone number.
Boom.
If you are interested in talking to him about using his services, there is his my contact information. Message him directly, call him directly.
Tell him you heard about it on the Gatekeepers podcast, guys. Give a little shout out for Billy here tonight. So message Caden, message him tonight.
Yeah.
Hit him up. He'll hit you right back. Like, boom. He's a younger guy. He's motivated. He has a solution. So I've given you 3 massive trade secrets, I'm going to call it, to really increase production, output. That's finance and equipment, materials, and cash flow, which is your customers paying you. So we got production, output, and cash flow secrets. One more, and that is sales.
Yes.
So how do we increase sales? Well, you could be a better salesman. You can go train with Dylan.
Yes.
All right. Dude's closing like 5 for 5, like daily and stuff. I'm like, bro.
Cold knocking and stuff.
Knocking the doors. Like, you're going to buy a fence. So no, but seriously, you got to decrease the stress to purchase, right? Most of the time, customers are calling you for a fence because they want a fence. I'll argue with this. Like, let's debate it. But most often, so the majority of the time, a customer is calling, I'm sorry, because they need a fence, not because they want a fence. So I did say that backwards. But customers want, or they need a fence. They don't really want one. It's very rare for customers says, I would love to have a beautiful fence for a decorative backdrop on my flowers.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, it's like 1 or 2 a year.
But really, it's like, oh, I need a fence to keep the dogs in, or keep the kids in, or keep the nosy neighbors out, or give us the privacy, or because I'm required by law, or because I got security, because I got a pool. I mean, there's a need. And so most people buy things based on emotion, right? So when they want something, it's an emotion. They want it. But when they need it, they're like, I have to.
Yeah.
So now they're penny pinching. They're like, what's the least I got to pay to get this damn fence in? Because I don't want it.
Yeah.
Right. And then you end up putting a low grade fence in that it creates a bigger problem for the consumer. So the consumer was trying to solve for X, which was keep the dog in. And now they got a gate that's falling apart and boards that need to be stained all the time. The fence is rotting and I got to repair it. And it's like you created a bigger need if you were to walk that through with the customer. But had they had a solution to put in a better fence and not have a feature need problem, they would probably take it.
Yeah.
So it's that decrease that stress. And so that's financing for the customer. So as a service business, if we can give the customer an easy financing option, right, then we will increase sales. Absolutely.
Yes.
With
absolutely.
better margins. Because when's the last time somebody financed a fence and then tried to get you to discount the shit out of it?
Yeah. No, it doesn't happen.
Literally.
It
like,
doesn't happen.
Oh, I'll pay this much for the car if you'll finance it. Okay.
Right.
Right. That's what happens.
Right.
So rather than cutting margins and getting things close, if you can just solve for X, which is give them resource to get the loan, then boom. And US Bank pays you directly. So, some of these other finance programs that we've had in our industry where the homeowner can get the loan through you, do all the hard work, and then they can go hire a competitor.
And then you're stuck with the loan fee.
And you got the loan fee? Like, Are you kidding me?
Yep.
If that hasn't happened to you guys yet, hold on. Because it can.
Yeah.
Okay, it can. It's pretty disgusting out there. But with these guys, Caden, and backed by US Bank, KCCM, that's not going to happen. Okay, so what an amazing option. Little cost to you. This is a lot of great programs. They have things from 0%. They have loans, I think, up to 60 months for a consumer. Could even be a little longer. I might be off on that one, but at least 60 months. They might even have 84 months for your homeowner to finance that fence. If you were to just include that finance option every single time you quote a job, you're going to see a massive increase. Like, give them the price and then give them the monthly price. Period.
And I'll say this from experience. Say you got a $15,000 fence. They look at that $15,000 and they look at $175 a month, and they're like,
or even $300 a month. Yeah, they're like, yeah.
Can I finance this?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
It's a signed deal. Now, how fast can you build the fence, right?
Right.
They're less focused on trying to get you to discount the fence at that point, right? You have a leg up over your competition if they don't have that readily available for them. And here's a myth. People think, well, financing is just for people that can't afford the fence. There's a lot of people that can afford the fence. They know better and they leverage money.
Yeah.
Okay. They're using money. So that's a myth. That's a lie. That's not true. We have a lot of guys that can write a check for the fence. They can pull the cash out of their pocket for the fence. But if you give them the finance option, they'll do the math on that. They're like, yeah, boom, boom. I can write off the interest. Boom, that, boom. Save my cash. Multiply it, do over this. Yeah. Put it in. Okay. So absolutely. That's even people that have big, beautiful homes will utilize the option.
At the end of the day, that's how the wealthy stay wealthy. They know to spend somebody else's money. That's how it is.
Literally.
I mean, if you read enough books about how to, get yourself financially, that's in just about all of them.
Isn't that crazy?
So, they're onto something there.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't make it up.
Yeah.
It's not what I think.
I didn't either.
Okay. I'm telling you, if you don't know this, you should know this. This is true fact. So there's 4 golden nuggets for you guys, massively impact your business positively. And you heard them on the Gatekeepers podcast first. And Caden's numbers in here. You're literally going to be able to text that guy right now and say, man, sign me the frick up for all this stuff. I need all of this.
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And then hit up Al for your tools. I should put Al's number there. Let's just hit him up Al directly. It was Al's idea to do the show to begin with, right? Al's like, hey,
it was
man,
Al's idea.
this needs to be on the podcast. So let's go with 812-449 Bertola.
812.
Yeah, 449-9297. So hit Al up, talk to him about Uni5's O-Post, I-Post materials. Al's now doing aluminum fence, vinyl fence. He can help you with both those product lines, not to mention tools, right? So like their fence tools, like we have the tools like that.
Texting Al now.
Oh man, he's on it.
There we go.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
I mean, we have the tools that you're not going to find at Home Depot, Lowe's, Masters, Merchants, Stevens. I mean, fortunately and unfortunately, I guess it's good for us, bad for them. I don't know.
Not only are you not going to find them, but I will say this: they last a lifetime. Okay, I mean, these are not.
We overbuild them.
Like, I'm being serious here.
Yeah.
Like, these are not like flimsy, like you're scared to like accidentally step on them on a job site or something. I was just telling Mike that I have my original straightaway before y'all even started powder coating them.
Yeah,
and
they were galvanized for a while.
It's been thrown in the back of trucks. It's been dropped off of trailers, and it still works perfectly. And so, just remember back to that. I don't want to buy this tool because of X amount. You spend the same amount of money making these things.
I've seen straightaways out there for 10 years.
Over time, then you could just buy it once and just forget about it.
Buy once, cry once, they say, I think is what they say, right?
Yep.
So it's insignificant paying that money. Now, the equalizer is not going to last you 10 years, but it'll last you several years.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, 200 jobs a year, 250 jobs a year, saving 30 minutes a job. It might even be pretty conservative, saving 30 minutes.
And really, I mean, like once you learn about the equalizer and you realize like, hey, on these short stretches, we should probably not pull it so tight. Okay, so
Snap.
like you get used to it after the first one. Like you're like, all right, if it's less than 40 feet, let's not pull it so tight. Let's give ourselves some slack. But like you learn how to work around these. I've had an equalizer last me 2.5 years.
Yeah, I think a few years is reasonable. 2 to 3 years is reasonable. I mean, they'll last you longer. They get pretty dirty and they might get a little bit loose on the stretch, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're still going to work. It's not going to last you as long. Straightaway might last you 10 years or more. Like it's really just going to last you until you lose it or run it over. Or we had one guy live it, and the day he bought it, he was so excited. He was so excited to save his money. I was like, got this straight away. Crew's going to be excited. Smaller company, one crew. The day they got it, they had their truck inside the shop and all the tools are in there. They got the truck loaded for tomorrow's job. It's a picture. They're like so excited to go up there. Truck's in the shop next morning to get in there and fire the truck up, drive the truck out of the shop. Well, they had all their tools on the back headache rack of the truck. So all the shovels are vertical. And they had put the straightaway in there too. So it's sticking up 8 foot off the bed of the truck. And so the door height was only, I think, a 10 foot door, a 12 foot tall door. Now you're 3 foot plus 8 foot. Now you're over, right? And so the guy just drives out, it hits the top of the door, and whoop, folds it in half.
It's not funny. It's funny.
Oh, I felt that.
Oh,
God. And they're like, my God. We sent them a new one.
Yeah.
That was, we sent them a new
one. You got to, man.
We take care of you, right? Here's another one. But, mine is something catastrophic like that. You're not going to wear it out just because you dropped it on the ground, because it's lit in the truck, just because you ran 9 million pickets on the bottom of it. They're overbuilt, right? But having access to the funding to get the proper amount of tools. I had a company call today, and they're starting brand new in Texas. And they're like, hey, what do I need to buy to set the crew up? Scratch. They're getting an SBA loan. So they'll buy the business and do everything. And so we went to the list of tools, and it was like, if you're going to buy them, you need 2 of these, 12 pins, 12 adjusters, 2 equalizers, 2 straightaways, 2 buddy pickets, shuttle with the whole thing. It was like $12,000 for tools. He's like, cool. He said, cool, bet. Like this is a business entrepreneur guy he's not a craftsman who started building fence on the side.
Right.
We're having more people come in our industry now. Like, this is a business. I'm going to buy the resources.
Yep.
And I'm going to expect the output. Right. So they're going to fund it. So there's a lot of guys in our industry that have funding or sources of funding or actually cash already to do this. But for those of us who've been craftsmen and grinding for a long time, We feel like we're at a bottleneck. We don't have the resources to get the proper equipment to see the output increase. Here's your solution.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, guys.
You can increase the sales. You can save the money on the credit card processing. You can finance the equipment, the training, and the tools.
Yep. And there is his number right down there at the bottom again, guys. KCCM. Highly recommend you guys just give him a text. See what he has to offer, man. See if he can help your business save money in the long run.
And you can finance Fencer X. We have one left in August. We have a few left in September. So those things are selling faster than we can get them built.
Yes, they are.
They're amazing piece of equipment if you're driving post.
Yep.
Still digging holes. I'm sorry, but Fencer X will be completely useful to you.
Yeah. Yes, it will. Even if you just buy just a regular pounder, you're gonna stop digging holes. I promise you.
Oh, that's true too.
It's a total game changer, and we don't even got time to even get into any of that stuff. But
so I want to give a shout out before we leave. If we leave the show, or a lot of shout out, but say, hey, East Coast Rivalry is coming up.
Okay.
We'll be there in Galax, Virginia. That is the 14th and 15th of August.
14th and 15th of August.
He's doing less of a competition this year. I'm not even sure if there's any competition. It's just free education.
Oh, awesome.
So ag guys are building fence, showing tips and tricks and what they do. We're going to be there showcasing some residential installs and equipment. We're looking at doing a drive off. So if anyone out there has any machine at all and you think it is the shit for driving post, right? Bring it. Let's run it. We're not because we think we're going to beat everybody. It's because we want to see what they are all capable of, right? You might have a machine that's faster at pounding the post in the ground, but is it as universal? How much does it weigh? How wide is it? How much does it cost? How user friendly is it? Right. So collectively, we're going to look at pounding 10 or 15 posts in a row so we can see from setup to finish, what's the total time, right? What's the efficiency use? And is it one guy, two guy operating it, right? So if you're watching the show, in East Coast Rivalry, I challenge you guys to bring your equipment there. Let's see it. Let's run them side by side. From hand pounders, if you think you can just do it faster, no, I will warn you. Galax, Virginia does not have soft soil.
Yeah, I bet it does not.
Yeah. Been there already a couple of years in a row. There's some hard stuff in the ground. So be prepared for that. But if you want to drive by hand, you want to bring any of the gas pounders, pneumatic pounders, hydraulic pounders. I would love to see a lot of the machines, right? So like the billet machine, we would love to see that there and run neck to neck on these steel posts. We're only looking at driving the steel posts because that's what is being really driven right now in the fence industry. So postmasters, winged posts, Titan posts, grizzly posts, O posts, I post, all of those. We're not looking at trying to pound the round wood posts. I mean, the Agro is already sold for X on that. They have all kinds of machines that we're not rumbling over that. That's not it. Okay, we're talking about all these steel and aluminum posts. What's the best machine for that? Because the big ag machines, they can do it, but they are not going to be able to do it as efficient as our other machines before they get into the backyards.
Right.
Okay. That we're talking about, nor really could hold them on some of these trailers that we're talking about, right? Fencer X is 5,500 pounds.
Yep.
Tow it behind an F-150. Okay. So like I said, the billet, we like to see there's a machine put out by Rhino. I use it at SWI. I'd love to see that machine there. ProTech has a machine.
Yes, they do.
I want to see that. We'd see, the ones that you have attachments for skid steers. Bring those out. Let's run them, right? Because there's a good argument when people say, well, I have an MT, I have a skid steer, and I would rather just buy an attachment. And that's fine. Let's do it. With an attachment, probably going to be running two people. So you would have to be twice as fast to even be even.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would challenge you and say what I've seen is the increase of stress. So the two of them trying to communicate back and forth, and they can't even get the post as accurately driven as one guy with fence rails. Right. So that's so there's also the extreme machine. What is that? Extreme driver? Yeah.
Yes.
What's his name? Just bought a used one. True Grit Fence.
Okay.
Stephen Brasher. Good dude. I love his TikToks. He did buy one. It's a self-propelled machine that you can tow. I love it. But let's run that machine out there too, right? So it's an invitation to everyone who has one or knows somebody has one. Ask them to get there and then come check it out. Come watch it. If you can't make it, get them there. We'll videotape it and we'll show it to everybody, right? So East Coast Rivalry. 14th and 15th, Galax, Virginia.
Yeah.
Check it out. Derek Cox on Facebook. Look him up, message him, get more details.
All right. All right. Well, 14th and 15th of August, Virginia. Guys, I've put let's see, Caden's number in here a couple times. Do it one last time while we say goodbye. Been a great show. I'm not sure what I have lined up for you guys next week, as I said in the beginning of the show, but we're just gonna kind of run with it and see where we land, and we're gonna have some fun with it too, man. So y'all stick around. I'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. Be safe. Thank you again for letting us do the show in your like in your basement down here.
Love it.
And y'all be safe, kick some ass, and collect some checks, man.
I love it. Take care of your team +1, guys. Stay blessed.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a great night.